You are now listening to the iWalter Show. Real talk about nothing.
Where am I?
In the village.
In the village.
What do you want?
Information.
Information.
Whose side are you on?
That would be telling. We want information.
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 This place is a madhouse. I've resigned. I'm not going to be pushed, filed, indexed, stamped, briefed, debriefed, or numbered. My life is my own.
Information.
You won't get it.
By hook or by crook, we will.
I've resigned. I've resigned. I've resigned. I've resigned. You won't hold me here.
Won't we? My best agent has just resigned for no good reason. He's booked on a flight out of Heathrow at 11 o'clock this morning, and no one's seen him leave his apartment. Yes, I'm serious.
I have friends in high places.
Aren't you going to kiss me?
Who are you?
The new number 2.
Who is number 1?
You are number 6.
I am not a number. I am a free man.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird brain. It's a plane. It's iWalter. iWalter. Yes, it's iWalter, a strange visitor from another planet who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. iWalter, who can change the course of mighty rivers, bend ears with his annoying voice, and who, disguised as Walter Interranti, mild-mannered janitor for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth, nonsense, and the American way. And now, another exciting episode in the adventures of
iWalter. Hey, everyone, this is iWalter. Yes, you know what? Tonight I'm actually going to use Audacity. At least I'm going to try. Hopefully it won't fuck up for me, because sometimes it does. I'll figure out how to fix it later on. I just figured, you know what? I actually like GarageBand because it has a better way of formatting my final product into a good, good quality levels of MP3 or, smaller files. Because my show's average. When I first started out doing the show, they were no longer than about 15 minutes to a half an hour. And as time progressed and I kind of got a little bit more comfortable doing these podcasts, and welcome, by the way, it's 11:28 on this Sunday night right now at October 11, 2015, which means tomorrow those tickets will go on sale. And I pray to God I can set my alarms. I'm going to set my alarm on my phone and also my alarm on my clock to make sure I can get up on time to buy these, because I also have a lot of work to do for my job just to save it tomorrow as well. Nobody else has to do this bullshit, but I definitely do. I'm going to be spending, my morning hours running around, getting doctor's notes and all this other stupid shenanigans because they just want to get rid of me at this point. So wish me luck with that, and it's ironic because my friend has off tomorrow from work. I got to work. I also got to save my job, and amongst other things. But yet, it's as my one friend Matt. He said, if you want anything done, or you want to get something done, find a busy man. Something on that line. Actually, let me turn this off. I'll fix this later. Yeah, it was. I've heard this statement from somebody else too on a TV show or something. It was funny to hear it from someone else. Let me see if I can find it. I should have done this before I actually started the damn show. If you want something done, find a. I think it's something like that, and it's so true. Oh, okay, it was a quote from Benjamin Franklin. I didn't even know that. If you want something done, ask a busy person. So that was from Benjamin Franklin, by the way. I didn't know that. But it is so true because, everybody acts like they're so fucking busy, and yet they're not doing anything. I mean, watching baseball games and football games and getting women, people getting women pregnant or whatever, or vice versa, women getting pregnant by men. That's not, this is the most important thing in the world. No, this is just basically, I hate to tell you, it's you goofing off and fucking around, literally, and then blaming me that it's, oh, I don't have enough time to do something. What are you doing? Well, I'm in the middle of catching up on all my TV shows. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Well, let me give you a rude awakening. Absolutely nothing. So it drives me nuts when people are fucking that ignorant that they can't even do the simplest task. They expect you to do it. And I am going to be very busy tomorrow, so that really pisses me off. I hope Audacity does me well tonight, by the way. I don't know, but I will find out later on as I change my gain levels. Because right now, I have it very low. Actually, let me take a pause for a minute and see if I can go back and change this level. Hold on 1 second, folks. Okay, hey, I didn't even try to do one of those. Oh, great, I got to change these levels. Give me a second. Okay, move my levels up so I can actually get better sound. And hold on 1 moment, folks. You got to work, forgive me, I'm just like learning this as you are kind of suffering through with me. I just changed my levels now. I did not put I just try to take a basic break and see if that works. Again, wish me luck, because now I'm working off of like basically a plethora of tracks. Hopefully this stuff goes through properly. Anyway, the main reason, one story, I actually listened to Rush Limbaugh tonight, from Friday. I actually listened a little bit more. I've been listening the last couple days, and there was an article, something somebody mentioned from the Daily Mail. And it was like, okay, I got to listen to this myself now. So hopefully this makes sense, but very cool, I guess. Yeah, it is, actually. It was on the Daily Mail UK, and it was dated October 8th of this month, obviously, 2015. And it said, discovery of oil in Israel means that the Jewish state could sooner produce significant quantities of black gold and potentially change the face of the Middle East. Now, this guy called in about it. He read like the bullet points, which I will do myself. But the thing was, though, this guy, let me adjust my mic. Rush was kind of questioning it, so he looked it up himself. So this is just, it's not etched in stone. Just let people know. This is great for Israel. But here's the problem. This oil that they found in Israel is actually bordering Syria. And it's like located on, it looks like the Golan Heights, I think it's called. So it says breakthrough made in the Golan Heights, close to the border with Syria. Layers of oil are thought to be 10 times thicker than the global average. Oil company is backed by Dick Cheney and media Magrel. It's Rupert Murdoch. Experts say they won't know the quality or the quantity or quality until they begin extracting basically this oil. So they don't even know the quality of this oil, how good it's going to be, or how much there really is. This is all just freaking speculation. But anyway, it did kind of, pique many people's interest, I guess. It'd be cool, but the only thing is this oil was found on border in Syria, so this is going to be a problem here. Technically it is part of Israel, but you're going between another country on their borderline, so they can actually easily say, or they will just basically invade and take the oil for themselves. So, it seems all happy, happy times for Israel, but I don't know. I'm always, I think Rush Limbaugh was the same way. He was a little bit skeptical about the whole thing. And the guy did find a very interesting article because I kind of let it pass me by, simply because Daily Mail, most of their stuff right now, and everything I was looking for, and I was looking for this story, is just on celebrity gossip and bullshit. So, they even had one on Ben Affleck, and it says, enjoys a day out with Samuel and his daughter as they visit a local farmer's market with the children's new nanny. And by the way, he looks like out of shape, in my opinion. He looks like me, and he's supposed to be playing Batman. That's a different story. I just wanted to throw that in the mix, that comment. But, it just kind of makes you a little bit skeptical, because I think the Daily Mail was a lot more serious back in the day. Now they got all these freaking gossip stories. And I mean, they literally are. It's like one after another that it's just a little out of hand. I've never seen so many gossip stories. Anyway, this story that when I heard it on Rush, I was like, yeah, I got to put this in my mix. So there was that. Actually, I was going to read this. I mean, here's another one. This is a little bit more important, I would say, than gossip about, every celebrity under the sun. But this one was Stunning Photo Series features people with albinism put the spotlight on their beautiful and unique features. So that's fine. I mean, there's all different nationalities with people that are albinos. And my heart goes out for these people because, it's hard to be an albino because it's health reasons too, is why I'm saying this. Anyway, it's a good story probably to read. But I don't know what else to say. I was actually more interested in the political views tonight, but I couldn't find any. And you know what? I may actually not have much on politics minus that one I found on Israel. So I apologize. Now, this one was when I was looking on Daily Mail, and I just had to throw a dig on a friend. I mean, I'm not trying to insult him, but he keeps on insisting. I mean, this is just one isolated case, and he will point that out. Hopefully he's all right, because I haven't heard from this friend in a while. I was very concerned about him. But anytime I say something, he's got to find an ulterior motive or something. I don't know if he does that. I think he does it unintentionally. But, I'll say about, okay, most of these car accidents are actually caused by teenagers, and he disagrees with me. Where are your statistics? Well, I found one statistic, which is not enough to shake the globe, but it's just an example that this is not one isolated case. This is the only isolated case because of the car this kid was driving, for one thing, his age for another, and the fact the time of day, the time of night or early morning hours. Anyway, let me just read it. I'm just trying to make an example out of this one, that this is not the only case. They're not going to print every time a freaking kid crashes up a car. It's just not going to be worth it for them. So anyway, it was on the Daily Mail, and this was actually, it's got today's date. And it's not even, it says Monday the 12th. Well, because England's a day ahead of us, but we're actually, once we head into Monday, there will be on Tuesday, I assume. Yeah. So I can't even get the correct date. It says October 11th, 2015, which is now. 2 Florida high school students die in a horrific car crash, which splits the Mercedes in half. Now, teenagers. Now, get this. Brendan Shrive, 17, had lost control of their Mercedes-Benz at 5 a.m. on Saturday. We have around here at least curfew times, which I've stated before, nobody fucking follows. The parents don't even encourage these kids to follow these. So here's the rest. His car crashed into a tree in the medium strip so hard the vehicle split into two. Both Shrive and his passenger, now get this, Jared Duran, 15, were killed in the crash. So here's a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old, 5 o'clock in the morning, driving a Mercedes-Benz. Bingo! It's everything I say that I just get put back in my face that I have no clue what I'm talking about, or that I don't have enough evidence to back up or support the points that I make. So, again, this is one isolated case. Do you think this is the only case? Absolutely not. There's a plenty of these young fucking kids out there who are out all night long, and there's no parents to supervise these kids. That's my point. So, anyway, it just really drives well, I'm not going to even say that, but it really bothers me. Tribute to the friends have been left at the scene at the Lakewood Ranch. So here you go. 2 Florida teenagers have died in a horrific smash after their car hit a tree with such force it split into two once again. Brendan Shrive, 17, had been driving with his friend Jared Duran, 15, in the early hours of Saturday morning when he lost control of his 2012 Mercedes-Benz C350. Okay, so I assume this fucking kid at the age of 17 could afford a fucking $50,000 to $100,000 car. Absolutely. Those McDonald's jobs can really afford that shit. I apologize. I'm probably just like really redlining right now. You just don't understand, folks, how much this angers me, though. It really fucking gets me angry. Police say Schrei failed to negotiate a curve and crashed into a tree in the medium strip head-on at around 5 a.m. in Lakewood Ranch, Matinee County. So, and you should see the pictures of this car. I can't drive this in deep enough into anybody's thick skull out there that it's not just fucking adults who are driving recklessly. It's these fucking kids. Because the kids are spoiled, the parents aren't working, or they just don't give a fuck. They try to act like these kids' best friends, and these kids are out of fucking control. I deal with this every fucking night coming home. And, you know, this time it really, you know, not only did I have one case at least that was proven, because there's many of other cases, I'm sure, which are just plain and simply hidden all the fucking time. So, you know, you make out these kids like they're innocent victims. You know, you make out a lot of these minority reports. Oh, they're all victims. When are people going to fucking take responsibility for their actions? And when are they going to stop blaming people like me of not knowing what I'm talking about, or other people? I mean, it's just ridiculous. This really pissed me off tonight. When I saw this, it was like, wow. You know, it's like at work. You try to tell people stuff. You try to tell them what's going on. You try to say the truth, and they try to twist your words and try to make it out like you're the one who's the whack job. For once, I can prove that I am right, and I'm sure I'll get shot down for this. I just really have to make a big fucking deal out of this, so. Anyway, I didn't realize this was on the Daily Mail. It's more gossip. I just thought it was entertaining. And it's with Shatner and George Takei. And I mean, whatever how you Takei, whatever. I say Takei, you say Takei. Who gives a fuck? It says, he's a very disturbed individual. William Shatner aims at Star Trek rival George Takei as their 40-year-old feud continues. And yes, I did say Takei. That was on the 11th of October, which is still today. I'm amazed I'm actually on the proper time. I'm sorry for talking so loud, because I might have to actually not be able to use this show if it's just like really out, the levels are too high. So that was basically the title for today, earlier today, and it says they have publicly feuded since clashing with filming Star Trek more than 4 decades ago. And it seems the rivalry between George Takei and William Shatner remains as furious as ever, with the latter taking another swipe at a long-term foul. So that's pretty funny. Brandishing Takei, a very disturbed individual, Shatner said he has not spoken to his former co-star for more than 20 years. It says the 84-year-old, who is the face of Foxtel's latest advertising campaign, said that he no longer knew Takei, 78, nor cared on what he was doing with his life. There's a little bit more to this story. No, actually, there's not much more. But I'm not going to read it. Guess, you know, just to give you a heads up, I'm not going to read it. But it was on the Daily Mail today. It's a bullshit story. What can I say? I apologize. I'm stepping away from my new mic. I actually chucked my silver mic out now. It's in the recycle bin. If anybody's interested, you can find it. It is yours, because it's laying out in my garbage can right now since it broke. So these mics are cheaper. Probably not that. They're actually not that bad for the price. They're like $60. So I don't mind. Oh my God, that just infuriates me with this whole thing about not knowing what you're talking about, Walter. Not knowing what you're talking about. It's all I fucking hear all the time. Oh, it's got to be your problem. Oh, you need to calm down. Oh, you need to take medication. Oh, you need to see a psychiatrist. Oh, you need to do that. What about you? What happened to the good old days when people are supposed to focus on themselves and not me? Apparently that has all of a suddenly changed, and yes, the center of attention is always fucking me, and it really drives me nuts, folks. So I will try to, I'm not saying I will, but I will try to find some story of interest other than me bitching and complaining once again, but those seem to do the best. Now, I just found this again on the Daily Mail because it caught my attention with the spandex pants. I didn't even recognize her. It's the girl who played in Glee, and Leah Michael. I think she's kind of cute. She's very annoying, though, but she's very cute. They got some pictures of her working out. Yes, that's on Daily Mail, too. Spinning a yarn, Leah Michaels looks camera ready despite having just endured grueling spin session in a spacious gym pic. And I hate to say it, I think she's adorable, Leah Michaels. She's got an incredible voice. But that show she's fucking on right now is the worst show, and I can't wait till it's canceled. I'll lose the $30-some I put into it, trust me. And I will do it happily. I will lose that money with the most, enduring in grace or something. I mean, it's just such a horrible show, that Scream Queens. So I can't wait till that finally dies. Sorry, Leah Michaels. I do love you to death, but I just can't stand that fucking show. Hey, by the way, I read this on, actually not the Daily Mail. Finally, something else. NewJersey.com. Drivers in New Jersey and New York pay 1/3 of the tolls collected in the U.S. Can you believe that, folks? So when you travel through New Jersey and New York, they are picking up most of the tabs for the U.S. for all the tolls combined in this country. The top 3 tolling agencies in the country are all in New York, New Jersey region, and together account for nearly 1/3 of all the tolls collected nationwide, in an industry group says. So can you believe that? When was that posted? October 5th. So that's going back a little bit. It says the top 3 are New Jersey Turnpike authorities, which collect over $1.42 billion in tolls on the Turnpike and the Garden State Parkway in 2013. The Port Authority in New York and New Jersey, which I've traveled to many of times, which took in $1.33 billion at its 4 bridges and 2 tunnels linking the 2 states and the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, which collected $1.23 billion at New York City's bridges and tunnels. So that is a lot of fucking money, folks. It gives you several agencies, other agencies, that don't collect nearly as much, but they go through the list. Obviously, I said the first 2. I don't know what the third one is. I'm trying to look for it. It doesn't matter, but then in the other ones, it starts with 4 with a list. Because, again, I'm missing the first 2 were New Jersey and New York, so there's one that's missing that I can't. It's in the article, but check it out on NewJersey.com. But the other 4 through 10 is Illinois tollways, $943 million. Pennsylvania Turnpike commissions make $812 million. Florida's Turnpike Enterprise, $756 million. Bay Area, California, $670 million. New York State Thruway Authority, $649 million. North Texas Tollway Authorities, $572 million. And Harris County and Texas Toll Road Authority, $560. So the top 2, again, were New York and New Jersey. Now, New York City. Isn't that unbelievable, though? I was just kind of curious where the one that's missing, but it's not important. I know nothing is important, Irene. What am I saying? But I just wanted to make that. I might go back to using, after this time, I might actually go back to using my garage bands. I actually like that a little bit more. But the main point is how much that New York and New Jersey really get nailed for these tolls. I mean, it's unbelievable, folks. That's crazy. That's crazy. I know. I say that all the time, too. A friend always tells me I do. I can't believe I'm already actually drained myself of stories. I just got very upset, mainly because tomorrow I got to kill myself on all this bullshit. Hey, you know what? I'm curious. If anybody knows this, please let me know. But I was trying to make heads or tails what's going on with Ash versus the Evil Dead. Why am I concerned? Because actually, I'd love to buy that on iTunes as a show I'll watch. Because, I lined up most of the shows anymore. If it's something I'm going to watch on more than one episode or just a made-for-TV movie or just an old movie, why bother to actually try to figure out when it's on when I can just basically buy the season pass and watch it at my own convenience and not have to worry about everything else? So that's what I've basically been doing lately. So anyway, yesterday I think it was, I actually did buy, I thought it'd be kind of cool, because I mentioned this the other day, hey, you know what, they're having this horror fest of old classic horror movies down in Philadelphia. So for $30 you can buy at least 6 of them. So I end up doing that. I end up buying these 6 movies, 6 classic horror movies, which you can buy on Blu-ray, I've been belching, and it actually adds a couple extra movies on there on the Blu-ray set, but you're talking like really kind of old movies that it's not going to make that much of a significant difference. If when you're talking like these old classic horror movies, it's not going to make that much of a difference. They're not going to do much to restore them. All you're doing is you're paying extra money, to brag that you have it on Blu-ray, but the quality is going to be exactly the same. So that being said, it was like it's kind of a waste of money. And plus, the difference in the price of getting it on Blu-ray as opposed to getting it on DVD was one was $30 and it was 6 movies. The other one, you get like 2 more movies at $78 or $80. It's like, those 2 movies I actually have one of them, which was Creature from the Black Lagoon. So why do I want to buy it again? I already actually own the movie on Blu-ray. No, actually not Blu-ray, DVD. It was a special one I got at Walmart for like $10, and it was all 3 movies on for $10. So hey, that still puts me ahead of the game. So that being said, that's the way I'm gonna basically keep it. I don't need to spend all this extra money on stuff. I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. I was looking for some other stories if I can. I honestly cannot. So yeah, bottom line is, why waste my fucking money? So I decided not to do that. You know what? I'm looking at this now. I'm trying to look for something else. And I bought the first 2 seasons of this show, and it was actually, I hate to say it was not that fucking bad, was that show Girls, which I think is on HBO. And I bought the first 2 seasons really cheap. I think they're on their 3rd season. I guess you can buy at least on DVD. It's probably on more seasons than that. And I really liked the show, but for some reason I just decided to get rid of it. I got too many shows. I mean, you can buy it again for like $13. I won't buy it on Blu-ray because the difference on Blu-ray is $40 for Blu-ray and $13 for DVD, if I really wanted to buy it, that is. Which point in time, because the thing is, the reason I'm bringing that show up is because I'm going to make sure I get her name right. Yeah, it's the first time I'm going to get somebody's name, try to get it right when I get everybody else's name wrong. Lena Durham. I know a lot of people don't like her. I particularly am not too fond of her simply because her politics is not, my cup of tea. She definitely is, not on my top list on what she thinks about politics. But either way, get the complete 3rd season. Wow, they're charging a lot of... first season's like... is like $40. The 2nd season's like $30. They're all expensive. They're $25. Why are they charging so much for this damn show? I don't know. It is actually a very good show. Put aside that, that Lena girl, her politics is not exactly my politics. I know I'm just changing on my mood swing. But yeah, the show was actually really entertaining. I'd probably get it again. I'll probably just buy it if I do on iTunes or something when I watch at my own convenience again. I was actually looking for those horror movies on Blu-ray. I'm sorry for that pause. Yeah, Universal Classic Horror Movies is Essential is what it was called. And you know what? I would buy it, but that price is just outrageous. I mean, you're talking old classic horror movies, and they're not even that good in my opinion. Let's see. It's The Road to Dracula. Disc 1 Dracula. Let me just read that because this is all the extras. You can get them on DVD. Disc 1 again, Dracula, Frankenstein, The Mummy, Bride of Frankenstein, The Wolfman, Phantom of the Opera, Creature from the Black Lagoon, which I already own. So the only thing I'm missing out of this mix of movies, believe it or not, because I own all the other ones now, is basically Phantom of the Opera. That's the only film I am missing. I got all the rest on DVD. And here's the thing, though. It was kind of funny watching these. This is why I wanted to bring this up, actually. Now, they're saying they're digitally restored from high-resolution film, but I kind of, have to beg to differ. I'm sorry. These are great films, but you're really, honestly, you're not missing that much. I mean, hey, if I could buy them on Blu-ray and they were a lot cheaper, I probably would consider it, but I got them for $30. Why would I want to, buy them for $80 when I got them for $30? And that's fine for me. But I was watching these films, by the way, and, it's not the way you remember them as a kid, probably watching them on Saturday morning. That was my point. I'm, watching these films, and for one thing, unlike the other classic films I watched that I mentioned the other day, Eyes Without a Face, that was incredible. Let me just basically tell you the ones I watched so far. I watched 2 of them. And the one was basically, it was The Mummy. And I watched it and was like, you know what? It wasn't as good as I thought it was. In fact, I've never saw The Mummy movie. Like the original one I'm talking about. And that was in 1932. And it wasn't what I expected, honestly. I'm trying to see. It says 1932, The Mummy. I'm just wondering if it's the same. It has to be the same one I actually just watched last night. And then tonight I actually watched, I've never seen that either, was The Invisible Man. So I had to see it. Yeah, okay, here it is. Boris Karloff played basically, he technically did, yeah. He played the Mummy. So it wasn't the way I expected it to be because, that's considered a classic film. And it was just kind of like too quickly, it became a love story almost. It was supposed to be a love triangle between Boris Karloff, Zita Joanne, or Jonan. There was a woman. I am not good with these names. Honestly, you know that too. And David Manners, I guess, who was supposed to be her other love interest, but this girl Zita, she's on screen for less than a few minutes, and then she falls in this guy David. I think it was David Manners' character. I don't think it was Edward Van Sloan. I think he played the father. I can't remember now. But the bottom line is, she falls in love with this guy after meeting him, and he falls in love with her, and he says. 5 minutes after he meets her, he just says, "Oh, I don't know why, but I'm in love with you. And you're the love of my life. I've always loved you." It was but it was just the scenes were just cut. I mean, they just jumped all over the place. I don't know if there's pieces missing from the film or anything like that, because, I mean, I love ripping new movies apart. But this movie was just the whole thing was, it's that, horrific way of the way they kiss on screen. That was supposed to be really passionate back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, I guess. But it was just kind of hilarious looking, too. And that whole thing, it was supposed to be a love triangle. I had ideas like that in the past. Something similar, but not so campy looking. But that's the word. It looked kind of campy. And these are honestly classic horror films. So that was the main reason I kind of wanted to see, watch that one first. I've never seen it. And again, I've never watched or have ever seen, what do you call it? The Invisible Man. I watched that, and it was kind of interesting, but it kind of, I guess it was truly based upon H.G. Wells, which I did not know that. Because The Mummy is based upon H.G. Wells's novel of The Mummy. So I'm going to look this one up and see if that's correct, The Invisible Man. Because that was another one that was just, it was like a little bit more violent than I would expect it to be, even for that time. The Invisible Man novel, H.G. Wells. So H.G. Wells wrote it in 1897, I apologize, 1897. And it went through all the adaptations of the film. Invisible Man was actually 1933. So that part was kind of impressive. But they basically they make himself invisible, which I never knew the premise. And I think they want probably, with Hollow Man was the other one they mentioned when I looked it up just now on a Google search. But I think Hollow Man followed the premise of H.G. Wells' book, I assume, because I never read it. So I can't say this is right or this is wrong. But I know in The Invisible Man, by the character making himself invisible, which you don't actually see him, what he looks like until the very end of the film when he dies. Hey, if that's a spoiler alert, then too bad. I mean, that movie is like 1932, and it's like 2016 or 15. If you haven't seen it by now, it's your own fault, not my fault. I mean, I just said I haven't ever seen it, but come on, give me a break a little bit. Anyway, the thing that was interesting, though, was, at least in the movie, that what made him invisible in the film, in the original movie, I would say, not the book, but the movie that was made based upon H.G. Wells' book, he actually, the stuff he used to make himself invisible also turned him mad. Not angry mad, but it turned him into a crazy lunatic. So that I don't know, because I never read the book, so I can't really say that was true. But I think in Hollow Man, I think they want the same premise where the character goes crazy from, the formula he uses to make himself invisible. Now, for that movie being that old, that was very, very impressive because it did look like a man, and basically in an empty. What is that old saying about being in an empty suit? Well, that was truly like the case in this movie. There was nobody. There was some, what do you call it, entity or a person inside these clothes. But when he took the bandages off, or he was walking around without bandages on his head, obviously there was an actor in those clothes. And I read somewhere how they do the invisibility thing, how you can do it yourself. I thought it was like if you wear like black and you go against a black screen, you can actually accomplish the same effect. I think that's the way they do it. Like, you have to basically put everybody and film everybody separate from yourself, and you basically put yourself in and basically black, covering every part of your skin, like probably like a leotard, and something would go over your face the same way, like some type of hosiery on your face, but it has to be black. You have to, because I actually was on Sanguli, I think. He actually mentioned how that works. And if you put that yourself completely in black and film yourself behind a black screen, and then you replace that with the film footage, it will actually physically make you look like you're invisible. I think that's the way it works, if I remember correctly from Sanguli. And it actually looks like you can see like, what do you call it? The shadowy image, I guess, so to speak, of where you would be. But at the same time, it would make you actually look like you could see, you can be, that people can look through you. So, yeah, it's a cool concept. But the other thing I thought was funny about The Invisible Man, by the way, so this is a little bit on the Halloween, I guess, niche. The thing that I thought was most fascinating, though, was they made women, because I think that's why they probably did base it upon H.G. Wells' book, because I remember hearing about, I guess, back when H.G. Wells was alive, that women were always accused of their being mentally ill and that they suffered from hysteria. So this movie actually portrayed this, the original movie of The Invisible Man portrayed women as being hysterical. I think I'm saying that word right. So I actually, honestly, I kind of had a laugh at that, I guess, so to speak. Seeing this, that like the women like in this movie, and it was just like this one actress was just way over the fucking top of being like suffering from hysteria. Like she was always screaming and crying. To the point that it was actually very irritating in the 1933 Mummy movie, which I've never seen. But at the same time, it was actually kind of funny, too. So you're probably saying, how can that be funny? Well, I don't know how else to put it. It was just kind of funny. And once again, yeah, I mean, it was just taking it over the top with this whole thing that, yeah, women were always hysterical. They suffered from that. That's a thing women would normally suffer from. And I don't know. I just found it entertaining, I guess. So that's what I wanted to get off on that, what I wanted to mention about that, if it makes any sense. I'm glad I got the movies for only $30 and not for $80, because I think if I paid the full $80, I would have been hysterical, more so than I already am. But there's, I just grew up with these movies, these classic movies. I wanted to see them again. So I just wanted to pass it on for this Halloween month. And unfortunately, by the way, this weekend, I did not make it to the Colonial Theater. Next Sunday, I won't be able to make it unless I decide to go if I still have a job, because I could even go during a week if I lose my job. I'm just kidding. I hope I don't. But I'd like to try to see what's going on next Saturday at the Colonial Theater. Maybe I'll just do that right now while I'm on the air. Let me see. And decide what I want to watch today as far as movies go. And don't worry, folks, because I'm probably going to go back to my other program after a while. I'm just trying to see if I can find... Yes, I do a little bit too much typing, I guess, huh? Yeah, I'm just trying to see, because there wasn't actually that much going on. I think it might, Saturday night, October 17th was the Rocky Horror Picture, which is already sold out, so I won't be able to see anything. And next Sunday, I'm going to, or is it actually next weekend? Unfortunately, it's a movie called Grandma and Goonies, so neither a movie I am even remotely interested in. So, it sucks because I had my face on the big screen, I guess, so to speak, and there's like nothing for me to watch that even remotely interests me. So, unfortunately, this really sucks. And Sunday, like I said, I will be in New York next week. So, that really sucks, and I really can't afford to spend any more money. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, that movie called Holmes is the following Sunday, I think. Maybe I'll just see that, because I did want to actually see this. August 26th. Never mind. It's already passed. That would have been something I would have wanted to see. So, yeah, I guess I might miss out on seeing myself on advertisement. So, unless I just ask them, hey, listen, can I just step forth in and see what's going on? Actually, The Wicker Man might be remotely of interest. Maybe I'll have to go see that on the 18th. What's happened the 25th? Yeah, there's not much else going on. Wicker Man's going to have to be the one I have to go see. By the way, on the 21st of October is the anniversary date of Back to the Future 2, which I would love to see, but I honestly cannot take off any more time from work if I have a job. If I don't have off, I'm probably not going to be able to collect unemployment. I don't know. And honestly, I just don't. Excuse me, I'm keep on belching. Don't want to be laid off from my job, but if I am, I'll have more than enough time to go to the Colonial Theater and Phoenixville. So, yeah, anyway, I am literally just babbling on right now, and I have barely gotten 45 minutes out of the show tonight, but that's also including my credits. So, you know what? I will see if there's anything else I missed out on. I kind of expected this. Again, I'm going back and forth as of tonight and last night, trying to experiment with these new mics. And actually, I might have to read this, actually. I just saw this. It's caught my attention. It was on the Daily Mail. It was just posted, actually. Yeah, because it's officially October 12th for them, and it's October 11th for us now. It is now Monday morning, officially. It says, yeah, this definitely caught my, certain things just catch my attention. Photo of young man who allowed a special needs stranger to hold his hand on a busy bus steals the hearts of social media users. So, yeah, it's pretty touching. You don't see this every day. So I'm afraid to put it up because the one friend will make a mockery of it. Hopefully he's not that pathetic to do that on something this touching. I mean, I'm not even kidding. It is kind of like breaks your heart with this. A student allowed a stranger with special needs, these are the bullet points, to hold his hand on a bus. Godfrey Cudo, 22, comforted Robert and a photo captured the moment. The pair were seated side by side on a crowded bus in in Canada, I can't get that word out, Ontario, Canada. The photo was first posted on Facebook and has since then gone viral. Many have described the random act of kindness as perfect and beautiful. It is very touching, though. I'm not even kidding. Because a special needs person doesn't know any better, and the fact that this guy actually is allowing this guy, he's confident in this guy who's, is slow or got some type of, I don't want to say mental illness, but something he's obviously, he's got the mind of the person that is being comforted has probably got a mind of a child. And there's nothing wrong with that, though. So it's just the fact that this guy did not push him away was very kind in many sense of the word, or I'm not really doing a good way of describing the picture, but yes, that just went up on both Facebook and it was a Daily Mail UK article. Ooh, actually, this is interesting. Happy birthday to Michelle Geller. You always have the key to my heart. Love to get it. How are you 30? Oh, Sarah Michelle Geller's older than 30 years old, is it? Happy birthday, Michelle. Huh. I don't know if they mean Michelle Gellar or... No, I'm saying Gellar. I like Geller better. Is she only 30 years old, Sarah Michelle Gellar? Geller. I like Geller. Sorry about that, folks. She got to be older than 30. I mean, God, that show Buffy was on how many years ago? Oh, great. I just lost. I do love Sarah Michelle Gellar. No, I'm just curious about her age. It said 30, though. They might be talking about somebody else. Yeah, she's 38. I thought so. Born April 14th, 1977 in New York City. She's only 5'4". She's been married to Freddie Prinze since 2002. But why did they say 30? She's 38. I thought they might have meant the girl the actress who played her sister. Maybe she just turned 30, but it says Michelle Gellar. Says she was actually at New York Comic Con. Oh, God, if she was there, I'd be very upset. But it says she was at the New York Comic Con. Because that was one person I've always wanted to meet was Sarah Michelle Gellar. Whatever. Gellar. I'm going to have to see now. If she was there, I'll be very upset. Yeah, it says New York. Well, I don't know, but it says the 10th annual Comic Con in New York, and I know Kevin Smith came down from New York to see people that thing I attended his thing for his podcast, but I didn't think Sarah Michelle Gellar was going to be there. So if that was the case again, I'm going to be really upset because I'd love to have seen her. I'm not going to keep on just babbling on about stupid shit like that. But if that's the case, again, I'm going to be really upset. I'm sorry. I keep on taking these breaks, and I don't do it intentionally. It just things catch my attention. So, folks. There was a comic book convention up in New York this past weekend, and again, I didn't know who was there. And you know what? It's been a long time, but me and a friend that I go to all these comic book conventions and everything else with, attend these things with, we went like twice the one in New York, and it was pretty interesting. Yeah, we went like 2 years in a row, and we haven't done it in a while, but again, if I knew that's who was going to show up, I would have definitely won. Anyway, I'm sorry. It's almost 50 minutes, so that's not too bad. I apologize for my babbling on tonight. Again, just bear with me as I kind of get through the teething process on this amp and this new mic setup I have. Everyone, I am signing off on this Monday now. I started on Sunday night, and I got myself into Monday morning. Have a good one, because I have to get up early in the morning. And I hope you enjoyed my show. Just let other people know about me. Okay, thanks a lot. And have a good morning now on this Monday. Monday, what is it, the 12th? Monday, the 12th, 2015 of October. All righty, folks, I am signing off. All right. Hey, folks, this is Walter on iWalter. Let me just raise my level a little bit. I apologize, by the way. I am back. I said I just ended my show. I did miss something, so that's why I'm returning. I forgot to tell you where I actually got my intro from tonight. It is The Prisoner, but it's a teaser from Big Finish Productions, and I have a link on my Facebook page. And it was dated September 29th, 2015. It basically, Big Finish is a radio broadcast show, and they're going to, in England. But you can buy these online. They're not out yet, I don't think. I have to double check. It says, The Prisoner. Listen to the trailer. 48 years to the day the original premiered, where... we've proud to present the long-awaited trailer for The Prisoner, special message by Nicholas Briggs. Anyway, to make a long story short, it says SoundCloud, too. It's kind of hefty in the price. It's not out yet, but I thought it was not out yet. It officially came out January 16th, 1967, so... it's like exactly 1 month before I was born that the original Prisoner came out. But these are actually some type of radio broadcast, and it says, listen to the trailer, download trailer, and it says pre-order CD for $62 basically, and that's American dollars. Pre-order digital for $35, so you can get those. And it says written by Nicholas Briggs, directed by Nicholas Briggs, cast announcement, writer director Nicholas Briggs, script editor. I apologize. Jamie Anderson, exclusive producer Jason well, forget it because I already just screwed up that name. I just thought it was really interesting. It obviously is not Patrick McGowan. That's the only part that kind of bothers me. But yeah, these are audio, basically audios of the episodes. And it says, based on the classic ITV series, I Am Not a Number, I'm a Free Man. And it goes down, and it says Episode 1, Departure and Arrival, which were the names of the original episodes. Episode 2, The Schizoid Man. Episode 3, Your Beautiful Village. And Episode 4, Chimes of Big Ben. It says this set contains 4 one-hour episodes, a behind-the-scenes audio documentary, and a lavish Keller booklet. I mean, it sounds really cool. It just seems awfully expensive. Yeah, I don't know if you can get it elsewhere, but it's on BigFinish.com. It'd be nice to know if you could buy it elsewhere, because I'd get it, but especially you get a little bit more with the CD. You get actually a book and everything. The digital order is much cheaper. It's half the price, but you're getting half the stuff too. So by the looks of it, it says web special price. I think it's awfully expensive. So anyway, that's why I came back. And yeah, I'm probably going to go back to GarageBand because my levels were all over the place tonight. So I apologize. I will go back, I promise you, to GarageBand. You won't have to deal with what you did tonight if you do listen to my shows on a daily basis. So everyone, have a good one once again, even though I just said I had signed off before. This time I am. Okay, thanks. And everyone, hope you enjoyed. I just wanted to go back on the air for a few seconds, a few minutes, just to announce what I forgot to mention on my beginning intro where I had gotten it from. So thanks again, and have a good one. Good morning. Das ist gut, ja.